Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Max Payne, which if you've never played it before, it's a third-person shooter, and I personally think it's a fantastic third-person shooter at that. This is possibly the game out there that I'd class as having the best voice acting and story around, because it's just fantastic, it really is. So I'll get into that a bit later. You've got the usual stuff at the start, options, customised controls, stuff like that, and just other gameplay stuff. Before you boot the game up, obviously it'll give you things and tell you how well it's going to run on your system and stuff. And then from there you've got tutorial, which do that obviously if you don't know what the hell you're doing. New game, load game. So I'm just going to go into new game for now. You can only start on Fugitive, which is the easiest difficulty level. You can unlock the others, but you can only start on that. But I don't think it's going to be a problem, because on the PC version I'm noticing it's a hell of a lot harder than when I had it on the PS2. But I'm going to shut up now and let you have a listen to this, because, as I say, the story and the voice acting, that's brilliant, so here's some here.
I was still on the force back then. NYPD, Manhattan, Midtown North Precinct, Hell's Kitchen.
So when are you coming to work for me, Detective Payne?
You'd make me work undercover in some hellhole. Sorry, Alex. Michelle and the baby come first. See? My last smoke. It's bad for the baby.
That's you, Max. A regular Boy Scout.
See ya, Alex.
You're still on for poker Thursday night, right?
Like taking candy from a baby. Life was good. Sun setting on a sweet summer's day. The smell of freshly mowed lawns. The sounds of children playing. A house across the river on the Jersey side. Beautiful wife and a baby girl. The American dream come true.
Honey, I'm home.
But dreams have a nasty habit of going bad when you're not looking. The sun went down with practiced bravado. Twilight crawled across the sky, laden with foreboding. Michelle, honey, anybody home? I didn't like the way the show started. They'd given me the best seat in the house, front row center.
So there we go then, that was some of the voice acting. As I say, personally it's possibly my favourite game out there with the voice acting. I think it's fantastic, and I don't really want to say much about the story, because it's one of them that I do think has a fantastic story and I don't want to spoil much. But the first level here basically sets the scene. You come home and your wife and kids have been murdered and that, so you're out to take revenge on the gang that done it. It's there's no nonsense really about the game. It is just a standard basic story. Cop wants revenge. There's standard basic weapons as well, things like pistol, dual eagles, Berettas, things like shotgun, shown off shotgun, just stuff like that. It's no nonsense, and that's what I think makes the game as great. So seeing as this is just the prologue, which is just a lot of flashes and very little going on, I'm just going to cut into one of the later levels. Not too late though, because I kind of don't want to spoil much. But while the game was no nonsense with its Desert Eagles, which is what I meant to say, and other normal weapons, it did have something to make it stand out amongst the crowd. Bullet time, which in case you don't know what bullet time is, that was basically it there. It allows you to go into slow motion. Whenever you like jump and all that, you can switch it on before it's slow motion, but you can do slow motion dives and that, or as I say, you can just activate it and run around in slow motion. And it allows you to basically get an edge over the enemies, because you'll be able to fire a hell of a lot faster than they are, and you can dodge bullets, hence bullet time and things like that. So that was groundbreaking. It really was fantastic, and it's one of the reasons why, again, I think the game is just magnificent. As you might have already noticed by now, the game has sound. I'm mentioning that because, as stupid as it may seem, Vista doesn't run the game with sound. So what you have to do is, you have to find a nice little guy called Darkje. I know I'll have pronounced that wrong, because being northeastern English and all that, I'm no good with accents, and I know it's a Dutch word, but he's managed to do a patch to fix the game so that you actually get the sound and the voice acting and everything, which, as I say, seeing as it's a huge part of the game, I'm incredibly grateful that he's done it, because without it then the game's a bit lacklustre, to be fair, because the story really does drive it forward. But a few things to mention. Basically there's 25 missions, so it's pretty lengthy. As you might have already noticed by the fact that I've pretty much turned red in the bottom left corner, that's where your health is. It's kind of what happens when you get your ass kicked. You can get painkillers, and basically you've got an amount that you can hold. I believe it's 9. You can get painkillers and you can just use them whenever to basically give you more health and that. To the right of that is your bullet time, which you pretty much have to let charge up on that because it's not infinite, which is good, because otherwise it would make the game too easy. And to be fair, I imagine the game would actually be pretty boring if you could just walk around constantly in slow motion for an entire level. There's also some secret endings to get as well, good endings, bad endings, stuff like that, so the game's got some replayability depending on what you do. But there's pretty much nothing really left to see it. Graphically, I think it's pretty damn good, especially, it's starting to show its age now, but back then it was fantastic looking, and now it's just, well, I suppose generic looking, because if you look at some of the games that are coming out now, like Fallout 3 and that, to be fair, yeah, this does look like crap, but it's one of them things that's never really bothered me about. Old games, of course, are going to look and sound a bit worse, but as I say, as far as sound's concerned and story and that, I think it's fantastic, and it's well worth getting it just for that. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.